Hi friends, welcome to AJ's Insights. I have another interesting topic today, and uh, assured earlier, I keep bringing you different programs which are related to your commerce and management education. And one such program was CMA USA. It's a professional certification program, and this is in terms of Avinash College of Commerce, which is promoting this program. So I've tried to take that liberty to give you insights from the insights that have been shared across by the group. So let's see how exactly this goes. Now, to begin with, CMA Certified Management Accountant, that is what CMA stands for. And IMA is the body which regulates and governs this entire program. Now, just like the title says, today is the first day of the rest of your career. So let's make it count. Know more about this program and see if you can add it up as an option going forward in your career. Now, what is CMA, or what exactly is it that you have to know about CMA USA program? There are two different programs, CMA India and CMA USA. So CMA USA, for the last 50 years, it has been there in the market, and CMA, which stands for Certified Management Accountant, uh, it's a certification that has a global benchmark for management accountants and financial professionals. Now, why? Because it dominantly deals with costing management, and this is where most of the mistakes do happen at every business juncture. That is the reason CMA USA as a certification has too much of a prominence, and we are glad that Avinash Group of Institutions, they offer this as one of the programs in their dual program partnership that they impart across their branches at degree level. Let us know more about this program as such. Now, what are functions of managerial accounting? Let us understand that. It helps us to forecast profit and cash flow determination. It also helps you understand at which level is it that, or at what stage is it that you're going to reach your break-even point. Just in case if you're new to break-even point, it is that level where your investment is equal to your return. So at which date or what time or what level, how much time is it going to take, is something that can be only understood if you are an expert of managerial accounting, and this is something that can be only known if you are an expert of the arena. Again, it also supports the managers to identify the hurdles and bottlenecks in terms of cash flows. So that is another expertise that you would attain if you take up CMA US as a program, and it helps you to understand different business trends and various techniques to see to it that you add value into a given business organization. Now, why is it that you have to choose this program? It has uh, considered to be the highest management qualification program in the world. It is offered by IMA USA, which is one of the oldest bodies when it comes to professional education in terms of finance. Now, duration is something very interesting. Usually within 45 days of your registration, you can attempt this examination. But if you have to prepare, probably I would say 10 months is a good duration. It comes in two papers, that is part 1 and part 2. Probably you can spend 5 months each on each of these parts and you can clear it off. Now, the advantage is it's absolutely online exam, and the good part is now you have a prometric testing center in India, and if you are planning to take it up at Avinash, it becomes much more easier because a prometric center is available even in India. Around 1,40,000 members as members in this body of CMA, that is via IMA, and it is accepted across 170 countries. This is something that is notable. And what does it mean? Technically, wherever you go, you'll always find someone who is relevant to CMA program. You can always clarify your doubts. You can gain more perspective and assistance from them, is what it does actually mean. Now let us understand what syllabus is covered in CMA USA program. Under part 1, you have financial planning, performance and analytics, which covers internal financial reporting decisions, planning, budgeting, forecasting, performance management, cost management, internal controls, technology and analytics. This is a syllabus that is for the part 1, and part 2, strategic financial planning, is the basis of this part, and financial statement analysis, corporate finance, decision analysis, risk management, investment decisions and professional ethics is covered under part 2. Now coming down to percentage, so each of these topics that you are talking about, they have certain amount of importance being given in terms of their syllabus. And likewise, you can see on the screen, some of them have a lower importance and some of them have higher importance. It doesn't mean that you should not focus in on those areas which have lower importance, because ultimately when you are trying to be a managerial accountant or a cost or a management accountant, you have to see to it that you understand each of these areas which we have discussed in the earlier slide equally, because any loophole that you leave as a management or a cost accountant, it might affect your overall performance. That is the reason this program, even though it is one of the easiest programs to crack up, provided you apply yourself. So absolute application is important. And it is why is it that it is easy and why exactly it can be tougher as well, is something that you would understand only in the as we go through the presentation. But nevertheless, on the screen, like you see, I believe you've had enough time to understand what is the impact or what percentage of impact is it going to have in each of these arenas, is something that you can see on the screen. Let us move forward. We can discuss about the percentages at a later point of time. Now, it is important you understand the fee structure. So if you are a student member of IMA, there is a one-time membership fee that you have to pay. You can go to their website and there is always a scope that you can visit their website and you will understand what is a one-time membership fee that you have to pay. But even though they say one-time membership fee, you have to ensure that you pay it every year. So technically it is valid for 1 year. CMA entrance fee is 210 USD. It is non-refundable and valid for 3 years. Exam fee is $345 per part. There are 2 parts, so you end up paying 690, and to be paid only when you decide to give exam. So don't be in a hush to pay. Likewise, if you are not a student, if you're a professional and you're aspiring to be a professional member, then there is a difference in terms of fee, which you can see on the left hand side of the screen. One-time membership fee payable each year again, and the entrance fee is $280. That is $70 technically higher than a student member. So it is good if you can clear it off while being a student. You can save some good enough money. Likewise, even the exam fee, it is technically higher when compared to a student member. Now this when it comes to ISFS, there is a coaching fee of 65,000 that they charge, and for part 1 and 50,000 for part 2. Likewise, there's always a scope for learning for professional members as well. You can go ahead and enroll yourself with Avinash Group for this particular program, and the fee actually differs. Here it will be 80,000 to 1 lakh when it comes to professional members. For a student, as you can see on the screen, they are going to charge you 65,000 for part 1 and 50,000 for part 2. That is about the fee structure. Now, in terms of exam scheduling, you can write it in, there are different slots. They come with alternative slots. September, October, you have 1 slot. Jan, Feb, you have 1 slot. May, June, you have another slot. So you have to, but it usually comes in alternative slots. So you got to be very careful about how exactly your slots work. Now, exam pattern, this is the most important thing, and that is what I was trying to tell you, why exactly the percentages make more impact. This is each part technically consists of 100 MCQ questions. Each of them carries 4 marks and you have 3 hours to complete. And essays, there are 2 essays, 50 marks each and 1 hour to complete. Passing mark is 360 out of 500. Mandatory to score 200 at the least as per the website. That is in the MCQ section. If you do not clear, now what is the catch is, if just in case if you do not clear, you can't enter the essay section at all. And without scoring 260 at least, one can't attempt essay. That is what it technically means. All right. So be careful about how exactly what do you call you would want to move forward. Likewise, now let us understand why is it that percentages become really important. Even though they talk about 5% or 20%, you don't know what is the pattern of the examination is. So just in case you are leaving out something, assuming that since it is of lesser importance, I'm not going to cater much importance to it, or since it is of a lesser percentage contribution, I'm not going to focus more. Think twice about it, because if you're not being careful, you might lose out on marks, and this thing comes into picture where you are not scoring 260 at least in MCQ session, essays would not open, and the moment essays are gone, you would not be in a position to clear the examination. So it is really important to have a holistic learning when it comes to CMA examination. Now let us talk about results. One needs to attain 360 or above to score or to clear CMAs each part. It takes 2 weeks of time to announce results post examination. 3-year membership has to be maintained to ensure eligibility is being met. Student has to be a graduate to attain a CMA certificate and membership along 2 years of work experience in the given field of finance. So even if you start working while you're doing your graduation, even that can be considered, is what I believe, provided it is in the arena of finance. Now let us understand the career prospect. What is the scope that you have? Be it anyone or any segment, there is always a scope for cost and management account, because they technically deal with the inflows and outflows of the cash, the budgets. Anything goes wrong in terms of auditing and all, they play a huge role. So irrespective of the organization, irrespective of the domain or the segment, there's a humongous scope, particularly with regards to CMA USA as a certification, or should I say cost and management as a profession. Now what are the career options? Big Four publication, see, you don't have to crack up into huge IIMs to crack it up into these Big Four companies or to any of the multinational corporations. You be professionally certified, be an expert of your domain, be it in terms of management, accounting or costing, or into finance or into taxes. There is always a scope to work with big firms, even if they are of world class. You just need to be an expert, and this is one of that opportunities where you can crack up and get into this arena. Now financial consulting is something that you can do into most of these finance driven organization. This is something that is not being deciphered by Avinash. To the matter of fact, I've done a bit of a due diligence. I understood that there is too much of a scope, provided you're willing to apply yourselves. Now financial services are offered by most of these organizations like what you see on the screen, and to them cost and management accountants are very relevant. So be careful about your choices of organizations when you're trying to get into your professional life. What are usual job roles that are being given to CMAs? Are usually you can opt in as an auditor, or maybe financial controller, cash flow managers, financial accountants, cost managers, managerial accountants. You can be an underwriter, value evaluator. Risk analysis is another area. One area which is very less known, usually when there are frauds committed in an organization, there is a department called forensic accounting. Here CMA certified accountants play a huge role. Again, just in case of mergers and acquisitions, you need someone who can do asset valuation. There again CMA certified professionals come into picture. Wealth management and all, portfolio management, this is where you have huge amount of scope. So just not let's not just compromise for minuscule jobs. Let us try to get into the core finance arena, and that too with help of these professional certifications, and I believe that should give you a better scope. Like what I always suggest, do not just be complacent with only certifications or professional achievements. Also ensure that your language, your communication, your basic skill set, your attitude, your grooming standards are always top notch, and be presentable. Always ensure that with communication and content comes confidence. But with confidence, if you're not really presentable, if you're not groomed well, that is not going to define good presentation, or it is going to compromise the overall presentational quality. So be prepared, try to work towards it. Body language and gesture is something that is really important. Subject knowledge always makes a huge difference, and a bit of a luck to favor you at a later point of a time. There is no question that you need luck, irrespective of what all you might have, and unless you have that, it is not going to work it out. But I can only wish you all the best, and I hope this video is of some help to you, and must have given you some insight about CMA USA as a professional certification in the arena of finance. Thank you. Now that's it. Have a good day. All the best.